Hi, I'm in the Little Black Pearl SL and I'm on my way downtown right now. I'll see you soon. Ciao. What's that? Hello, this is Alexandra. I'm leaving home right now. Depending on the Lakeshore Jean-Baptiste du Sable traffic, I'll be at the directors' meeting in half an hour. You can start without me. I've proved last month's minutes. I've already cut through that Gordian knot. Besides, they have the check. I don't even need to be there. You could do just fine without me. Ciao. Hey, what are you doing here?
What?
I said, what are you doing here?
I'm sleeping. Till a moment ago.
Well, you can't sleep here.
Well, not with you yelling like that. But I had been doing just fine.
This is private property.
Well, yours, mine, ours.
Mine.
I saw the signs.
Signs?
The signs right there, the signs. Hate has no home here. No human is illegal. Injustice anywhere threatens justice everywhere.
That's just...
PCBS, like work will make you free and separate but equal.
What?
The signs, slogans, just things people say. Don't worry, I'm not going to call anyone about your hypocritical oaths.
I'm due at a bank conference room meeting.
Oh, my father was a banker. He went to jail for currency manipulation.
Well, unless you want to join him for trespassing, you've got to move along.
Well, roof over my head 3 meals a day. Yeah, that's fine. You know, too bad I can't banish hunger by rubbing my belly in the same way I can attend to some other needs.
You don't look like you'll starve to death anytime soon.
Well, that's a subjective thing. I identify thin. Well, I'm trans slender.
Just get out of here.
I'm not bothering anyone.
You're bothering me.
Just by being here
Yes?
as a human being, a featherless biped with broad flat nails, your sign says that I am not illegal.
Well, I'm calling the police. They'll explain things to you.
Yeah, be sure to tell them that I questioned your integrity.
Well, you're certainly trying my patience.
Patience is a virtue.
And virtue is its own reward.
I find poverty a virtue. I can live without a servant as well as a servant can live without me. Can you say the same? I sleep when I'm tired and I eat what I can when and where I'm hungry.
I'm calling now.
No justice, no peace. That's a good demonstration of your liberalism.
What?
A good demonstration of your liberalism. You know, you look like you should have been part of that tune in, turn on, drop out generation. When did you go from Grateful Dead to disco?
When Joan Baez started shopping at Neiman Marcus.
Well, that figures.
Times they were a-changin'.
Change doesn't always mean improvement.
Go! Now! Up, up! Out, out, out!
Oh, all right, lady. Give me a minute to pull myself together.
Now! It's time to wake up and move along.
All right, I'm working on it. Give me a break.
I'm working on it.
Oh, you're real funny. You know, you should be in stand-up.
So should you.
Yeah.
There. Now that you're up, are you going to leave?
Sure, lady, sure. Liberty and justice for all. You don't need to make your 9/11 a homeless guy is sleeping in my gangway emergency call. Anyway, by the time somebody gets here, I will have probably slipped off into the naked city.
That's all I want.
Fine. But before we go our separate ways, I'd like to tell you something. You know, your open-minded humanitarianism seems to have some real limits, if you'll allow me to say so. No human being is illegal. Black lives matter. Injustice anyway. Those are all nice things to put on a sign. But real compassion looks people in the eyes and tries to lend a hand.
Fine.
The thing
You
is...
don't need to say anything more.
I'm sure you're right.
I know I am.
Oh, that must be very reassuring. Still, you don't need to condescend to me. I've been to school. Philosophy major.
That's a good career choice.
Well, it worked for me. And my teacher didn't exactly take to me at first sight either. He tried to drive me away with a stick. But that was fine, as long as I thought I could learn something from him.
Very interesting.
When not having possessions means I don't have to worry about protecting things. I broke my bowl last night when I realized that I could drink with my hands, and I have been carrying that thing around with me for no good reason.
I see.
Luxury is just a hook for complications and frustration in life.
And the lamp?
In case I want to search for an honest man.
Oh.
But what's important is being free from worry.
Right.
I don't have to rush off to meet somebody else's expectations. I mean, it's an individual's choice.
It certainly is.
Unless you want to live like me, if you're interested in getting something from others, it can be helpful to oblige them, you know, just to make things a little easier.
If you just live to please, you'll end up having to please to live.
Yeah, that is the problem. Tolerance asks too much of most people. Accept me the way that I am and give me what I think I want or need. Nobody buys into that.
Okay, fine. Go along to get along.
Yeah, pretty much. If that's what somebody wants. I mean, I'm not saying it's fair, but some decision makers just might have a little bit of trouble trying to ignore a job applicant's when pigs fly neck tattoo. I mean, just look at the civil rights movement or jazz from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. Suits and ties and an uncompromising agenda of inclusion, and it worked.
All right. Now, I know it is insane of me to engage with you, but there were thousands of sit-ins and protests and freedom rides, as well as murders and firebombings, along with people enduring police dogs and billy clubs and being jailed and driven back with fire hoses in order for change to happen.
True. Good trouble. Still, it was the superficial appearance of respectability that highlighted the systemic racist violence and won over public opinion. Norman Rockwell became an integrationist, for God's sake.
Huh. So things like closing down the Motown Charm School put an end to social progress?
There was more advancement in 10 years than there had been in 100.
Really?
Hey, the Civil Rights Act passed, and black musicians of all kinds transcended race while making things their own. With jazz, it was everything from Cole Porter to Rodgers and Hammerstein, night and day to My Favorite Things. And then what happened?
You tell me.
Sure. Set of assassinations over a few years, and the people most wanting things to change switched from integration to their own brand of separatism. Went from lift every voice and sing to burn, baby, burn, burn the mother down.
But...
And they haven't gotten anywhere since. Not even with an Ivy League African American getting 8 years worth of subsidized housing in the White House, who Reverend Jesse Jackson claimed talked down to black folks before his son went to jail for currency manipulation.
That's a pretty cynical way of looking at things.
Well, high praise if you ask me. Cynic, from the ancient Greek word for dog. Good way to live. Lavish attention on those who feed you. Bark at those who don't. And bite anyone who you feel deserves it. Just like the people you employ to do your dirty work for you. I mean, I spend a lot of time on the public library internet, and I pretty much know how things work these days.
Do you now?
Yes, I think I do. Interconnectivity.
A broadband worldview.
Narrow perspective just ghettoizes people.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, like it or not, everyone is a citizen of the world. That's cosmopolitanism. Beyond music appreciation and a year or two of conversational French.
I suppose there's truth in that.
It's an unorthodox Enlightenment notion, really. All people created equal. Liberté, égalité, fraternité.
The Internationale unites the human race?
Well, I suppose the illusion of social class might still be a problem.
Interesting.
When Socrates asked what is justice, the answer has to be the same for everyone.
The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong take no heed of either.
You know Aristotle.
A little.
Well, anybody can be a bigot. People just tend to let presumed victims off the hook.
Really?
For anyone who really only wants favoritism, unbiased justice seems discriminatory.
A true homeless citizen of the world.
I don't consider myself homeless, just unencumbered.
A minimalist?
Hey, as long as I'm not asking anything from anybody, I am free to be as I want, act as I please, and call things the way I see them.
No man is an island.
I am a rock. I am an island.
And a rock feels no pain?
And an island never cries. You are a 60s chick.
Can't move forward looking in the rearview mirror.
Eyes on the prize?
Yes.
Well, you gotta overcome wishful thinking if you want something from others. Gotta cultivate a skill and accommodate expectations.
So what's your skill?
Being independent from society.
Oh, good luck with that.
If I were captured by pirates and sold into slavery. I'd want to be bought by someone who needs a master. I know no trade but the governing of men through virtuous self-control.
I see.
When I look through the bones of the ancestors, I can't tell a king from a slave, and they're all the same color. Still, once I'm dead, and whether it's because I held my breath too long or eaten bad calamari, been bit by a rabid dog, if I lack awareness, why should I care what becomes of my bones any more than the books, plays, or letters I may have written?
Legacy is important.
Not to the dead.
And happiness?
That rests within the bonds of nature for the living. Human beings have complicated the gift of life and turned against one another for no good reason. You want to be woke? You got to recognize that distinguishing among people beyond human as kinds of persons, gay, straight, bi, black, white, Latinx, Asian, that is a step too far.
So what do you consider yourself to be?
A shameless doctor of men's souls.
Really?
I use personal degradation to censure the lives of others.
Interesting.
White privilege.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Stand out of my sunlight.
Would you like breakfast?
Are you buying?
Yes.
Now that is what I call affirmative action.
If I weren't myself, I would wish to be you.
If I weren't myself, I would wish to be me too.